We've looked at ionic compounds, which generally contain a metal and a nonmetal. Now let's look at covalent compounds, which contain only nonmetals. We will start out naming them similarly to simple binary ionic compounds. We name the first element from the periodic table and the second element with the IDE ending. However, covalent molecules are not made of charged ions, so we need extra information to tell us how many of each element is in the compound. To provide this information, we add Greek prefixes in front of both nonmetals. For example, if we have one of a particular element, we can use the Greek prefix mono in front of that element. 2 is di, 3 is tri, 4 is tetra, 5 is penta, 6 is hexa, 7 is hepta, 8 is octa, 9 is nona, and 10 is deca. You do need to memorize these so you can name covalent compounds without looking at this chart. Greek prefixes are only used in naming covalent compounds, so do not use them for ionic compounds or acids. We have two exceptions to how we use the Greek prefixes. First, if the second nonmetal is oxygen, we leave off the O or the A from the prefix in front of oxide. For example, P2O5 is diphosphorus pentoxide, not diphosphorus pentaoxide. Oxide is the only element we leave off the O or the A for. We include the O or the A in front of all other nonmetals. For example, Ci4 is carbon tetraiodide, even though it means having 3 vowels in a row. Also notice di and tri never get changed. The other exception is when the first nonmetal has an understood 1 as its subscript. In that case, the prefix would have been mono, but we leave it off. For example, SO2 is sulfur dioxide, not monosulfur dioxide. We do include mono in front of the second nonmetal if it has an understood subscript of 1. For example, N2O is dinitrogen monoxide, not dinitrogen oxide. What is the name of N2O5? Is it A, nitrogen oxide, B, dinitrogen pentaoxide, C, pentanitrogen dioxide, or D, dinitrogen pentoxide? The correct answer is D, dinitrogen pentoxide. It is covalent because it contains only nonmetals, so we use Greek prefixes. The Greek prefix for 2 is di, and the prefix for 5 is penta. We leave off the A from penta because it is in front of oxide. So our answer is dinitrogen pentoxide. What is the formula of tricarbon octafluoride? This should be easier because all you have to do is identify what the prefixes mean. Is it A, C3O4, B, C3F8, C, C4F8, or D, CF? The correct answer is B, C3F8. Tri is 3, and octa is 8. In general, to name covalent compounds, we include the prefix for the first element, the name of the first element, the prefix for the second element, and the name of the second element with the IDE ending. Don't forget our two exceptions, when the second element is oxygen and when the first element has an understood subscript of 1. For example, P2O5 is diphosphorus pentoxide.